Okay. Hey guys. Let's see if we can pull this all up. Good to see y'all tonight. Hello, hello. I'm getting us pulled up. There I am. Let me turn off my phone. Let me see here. Get that off. Oh, hey, Lynn. It's so good to see you. How you doing, girl? It is hot here in Texas, right? Oh, my goodness. I went to a football game for my grandson yesterday, and I'm telling you what, I almost had a heat stroke. Had to pour water on me. I had to get in the shade. I felt dizzy, felt sick. It was crazy. And it's, it's not even like 100 degrees or anything. I don't understand. Hey, Kim. Nice to see you, girl. Talking about the weather here in Texas. So good. We're going to do back-to-back lives tonight. I was going to do one from 6 to 8, but I want to separate them. So we're going to take like a little short break and then start over again at 7. And so that I'll have 2 separate lives for each craft. You think so, Lynn? I don't know. I just know that it's not like me to be like that. I can usually take it. And hey, Rose, it is really lovely to see you. I'm so glad you're here. Hi, Joe. Nice to see you too, babe. We're starting off tonight with these very cute scrappy notebooks. I've got all my little piles of paper going on here. They are super fun, super easy. This is part of the mass making event. And so I thought I would, do that and show off that event. And you had rain. I'm so jealous. You're south of here in Bastrop, right? Yeah, the rain will bring that humidity. Isn't that where you're from, Bastrop? That's south. I'm almost to the border of Oklahoma, but I was to the border of falling out yesterday is what I was. Oh my gosh, it was horrible. But today is, I've been indoors most of the day. I've been working on all this, this stuff. I'm working on a special project. I've been invited very graciously. I am just amazed, but I've been invited, guys, to Line Arrow. To do a design team project with her, and so I've been working on that. And you will be so happy, Kim. It is a steampunk. She has this. I think I've told you about her steampunk digital with Line Arrow, and oh my gosh, it's just breathtaking. Here's the card. This is all the stuff I printed. Here's the cards. Oh my gosh, this digital is out of this world, and I'm working on it. Hey, Tammy, good to see you, girl. But I've been working on that today too, and well, thank you, Lynn. I am honored. Little old me, I don't understand, but I am gonna give it my all and do my best. But today, my main focus has been our lives and working on some, catching up on some swaps. That week I took off, or it really was just 5 days, but it really threw me for a loop. But here is one of the little scrappy notebooks I made. I had put a little fun page in there. I loved this little rose page. Some coffee dyed papers. I'm just pulled out all my scraps and and that's what I made these a little ledger stuff that I got from Michelle, sold by Michelle, and I like to use a little hardback. This is from a book that I have, a Renoir or whatever, some artist, and I don't know, and I like to use like a little hardback on it, and then there are different ways to make them. I'm an easy girl, and I use my stapler, and that's what I'm going to use tonight. But you know, you want to get really you know, great with it. Do you a little pamphlet stitch in there and sew them in. I've seen them glued. You know, there's different sort of ways to make these, but this is what I love. This little doily, little piece of a doily I had. I put it on top because I wanted it to be dancing and pretty on there. And then these are just, I don't know, there's about 10 pages on this one. Used a little hymnal page there, some coffee dyes, some more, but I think this is an encyclopedia, dictionary page there too. And then a little piece of cardstock that was two-sided, and used that. But you can see the staples on the back. Maybe I should go back and cover that part. I love the scrappy notebooks too, Rose. Honestly, I've made, you know, like not like this, but I've made some scrappy notebooks before, but not as scrappy as these. But I was watching Pam from Outpost, and hers were real scrappy, and she just really ripped and tore on hers. But mine are a little bit more uniformed. I didn't go. You can do like this side, that side. You know, try to layer them on there. That way, I tried to center these as best I could, and that's what I came up with. Used a little trim, lace trim, and then this gorgeous seam binding I got from Tabitha, and I got all kinds of colors. So we'll be working with some of that tonight. And I didn't embellish too much. I think you could not rubber or cling stamps, whatever stamps you have. You could put some stamps on here, you know, on the bottom of your pages, and you could ink the bottom of your pages. I know you're all probably shocked that I did not, but I figured since these are supposed to be little scrappy books, I would just let them be who they are. Let them be who they are. And that is what we're going to work with tonight. So let's hi Jessica. Oh my gosh, girl, good to see you. I didn't know you were home. And what we're going to do is work. I'm going to start with, I will get as many as we can get done, because this is a mass making event. So keeping that in mind, you know, you'll find this under our events tab. It'll say mass making scrappy notebooks. And all you do is make your scrappy notebooks, take your pictures, post them in the event, and inspire us all. I like to use, like I said, a harder back to build everything on. We'll just start with this little square one, and I'm definitely gonna do this one, and I'll see if I can't get to this thin one, this little thinner one, and I don't know if I'll get to 4, but we'll see how it goes. But we'll start here, and I'm gonna build my pages up, and I think I want to start with the coffee dye first. That one's kind of thin. And I piled up my pages in little piles, and then separated by widths and whatnot. And that's just how I approached the project. You can, you know, cut them straight and leave them really nice and uniform, but I just, you know, keeping with the theme of scrappy. You know, that's just kind of how I approach the project. And I just layer all of my scraps on. I pulled out some ledger paper real quick before I came on, and thought that would look, I was outside, and I thought, oh my gosh, I forgot about my ledger paper. And so I come in and tore out some pages of that. And I like to kind of stick, I'm going to keep it that way. I want it upside down, or with the lines going to my back. And then look, this is a Graphics 45 paper, and it has that pretty back on it too. And so why don't we put that on the back, that there, another coffee dye, That one's a little wide. Let me see about this little scrap here. Yeah, that'll work. And I'm gonna tear that little bottom off. And I want some music on here. I like the music pages myself. And I want to put some music on here. And just get to tearing and layering these on here. There's no particular reason or rhyme to any of this. This is just how I approach it. This is some French dictionary. That's pretty dang cool, and I like it. Thank you, Mandy. She sent that to me. And so I like a straight. Personally, I like the top to be straight. It helps me, you know, when I go to bind it, you know, when I go to staple it together. So that's, you know, that's my thinking on keeping the top straight. I'm gonna look through my coffee dye and see if I've got a thinner piece. No, I'll just make one. I'll just make one. I think I'll do 2. And I kind of like the whole waterfall effect, how they build up. And I don't necessarily count them. My sister had given me this little paper pad here. I'm gonna make sure I only got one piece. I wanted to use this, so he's a little long, so let me put him back here. And then, oh, see how that looks nice, him peeking out there. And then I just kind of get them straight and together at the bottom. And then get my stapler. I'm using a long-handled stapler. I'm going to put 2 staples on this one. But you can use any handheld stapler or whatever. And then that's it. That's one scrappy notebook, and we'll do the embellishing in just a minute. So I'm going to set that one aside, and we have this one. And we'll just get to going on this. This one has that blue. Let me go back to my... I'm going to start with this, I think. This one's a little... That's a little wide, I think. And let me tear here. Oh, and I have some notebook paper too, so I think I'll use one of those on here. Hey, Marla. Hi, Tabitha. Did you get your she's getting a tanning bed. She's gonna be all tan, guys. Did you get it all moved in? So I'm gonna use one of those. I'm gonna use a coffee dye. This one's a little wide. I'm just throwing scraps everywhere. And then I'm going to take some more music. And let's see, what do I have over here? I want to put a doily on this one, I know. Oh, I like this green piece of paper. This is kind of a cardstocky. So I think what I might do with this one is put it towards the back. You won't see them until you go to flipping the pages, but that'll be fine. Hi, Cheryl. Good to see you guys. I'm so glad y'all joined me tonight. I'll put a coffee down here. Let's look at some ledger, maybe. And another coffee dye. And on this coffee dye, I'm going to, and oh, I want to put a doily on this one. So, let me look at my doilies. I have these rectangle ones, but let me look at my smaller ones. And I'll just tear this here a little bit. And that'll fit on there really good, and that's going to look great. And see how fast these come together. And if you'll just get your papers all sorted, and then of course you don't have to do things the way I do it, but I was following some inspiration that I found on YouTube, and hey Jan, and just kind of followed their little take on it. I'm only going to use one staple. Well, I'm going to do something all right. I'm going to need more staples. What I'm going to need. Jumping Jehoshaphat. All right. Hope these are the right staples. I got 2 different staplers. I didn't realize I was out of staples. And but this is these the right ones? Yes, I think. I think they are. Yes. My daughter was gonna take this stapler because she's making homecoming months. You know, it's football season, as I said. And she was going to take my stapler and use it, but she wound up buying a fancy one, so, which I'm glad she left it because I needed it for this project. So we have book number 2. That's how easy they are. Of course, I'm not using like a ton of pages in them. Let's go with this thin one. I like it. It's cute. And I'll start with, where'd my ruler go? I'll start with one of these pages. Well, I got that one too short. I will put it towards the top. And where do I want to do this one at? Okay. There we go. And you just layer them on there, and it's that easy. It's really a really quick project, and I think for the mass making, it was a really good choice for that, because I got them done lickety split, and they're going to be great for. And speaking of that steampunk journal, I'm going to use maybe not this floral one necessarily, but I am going to use one of these little scrappy notebooks in that little journal I'm doing. And I will tell y'all, well, I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to let Tabitha tell you. And if I could just tear this right, that'll be right. And maybe some more coffee dye. I always feel like when I'm on a live, I gotta just rush, go, go, go. So I get myself all fuddled up. All right. But it's really a fun little project. I'm enjoying making these. I want to use some of this. I like this paper here. This is so pretty. I'm gonna use some of this in it. And then I think I'll put one of these rectangle doilies on it too. That'll be fun, huh? I'll save that little piece for later. And I'll tear this about here. And that'll be, oh my gosh, I love that. I'm going to put that towards, like, right here, maybe. Put that one towards the back, but you can see the doily peeking out. That's cute. I like that. And then, more of my coffee dye. I don't know how many pages I got going here, but this is a cute little book. I'm going to like this one a lot. And I'll just put this little thinner strip right here on the top. No sense in wasting that one. And tear off the end. And we'll just call this one done. I am getting a lot done. This is a great mask making event, or craft for an event. Alright. And then that's book number 3. And we've only been on here 20 minutes. That is, you know, like fast. But I want to leave time for decorating too, so. Alright, well, some more of this French paper here. I like this French. It's a French dictionary that Mandy sent me. And when both of the lives are over, I'll get on and write down all of y'all's names, get it to Tabitha, and we'll do a drawing. Yeah, it was in my scraps, Rose. So I just, you know, it's not, if you're thinking of using this to take notes or something, I don't know, may not work out as well. But it was in my scraps, so it went in this pile. Hey, Barbara. So, and this is 2 pieces of notebook paper here. We'll just leave those together, and right there they'll go. Some more coffee dye. That's a little wide. Y'all know I love my ruler. Me and my ruler have this thing going on. And then we'll just put the rest of this on it. And we'll do some ledger. Is that too wide? It's a little bit too wide. I like the pattern paper on it myself. It just adds a little character, you know. We'll do 2 pages of this since I got enough of it. And since, I don't know, this isn't gonna, the color's not gonna go necessarily with this, but I'm doing it anyway. Because I think it's pretty. And I'm doing it anyway. And I really liked that doily effect. So I think I'll go back. And this time I'll use this on the top. But I want to end with a piece of, well, ooh, I didn't do my music paper. So let's do some of that. I have got a fired up mess going on around here, guys. And we'll call this one done too. I'm going to get it centered. I love that rectangle doily, and that really worked out good the way I tore that last piece of that doily off and then saved it. I don't throw away nothing. Nothing, I tell you. All right, we did 4 in less than 30 minutes. Look at that. And then now we cover up those staples and decorate it. Hi, Lorna. Here's my seam binding I pulled out. Thank you, Tabitha. Pulled that out to make some. Okay, I'm going to use my, what you call it? What do you call this stuff? Burlap. Get that cut a little bit better. I'm going to use that around the top here. And get my little frayed edges. And I don't know, that's a little wide, isn't it? So let's cut some of it off. And then fray the edges. And then that'll cover up that staple. And I'll use my Sugar Bell bottle. You know I love it. Me and Sugar Bell, we now have this thing going on. Me, my ruler, and my Sugar Bell bottle. And just put, I'm using Fabri-Tac because, you know, this is using the little burlap, the little fabric part. So I'm going to use that. And to stick that down there. And we'll just do this in an assembly line. This one, I want this, since it's the blue. Hey, Michelle. Hi, Michelle. Got two Michelles here with us. And this ribbon has some blue on it, so I thought that would look good on this kind of tealish blue paper. This little piece here needs a haircut. Okay. And then I need more haircut. We'll trim this up. Now, you can use washi tape, you know, to do this. It might be not as complicated, so to speak. I need more fabric tape. Washi tape will just stick on down, you know, and you don't have to deal with the glue and all that jazz. But I like the lace ribbon thing myself. And then there she goes. And let that kind of dry a second, and then I'm going to go on to number 3. And on this one, these are the ribbons I pulled out. So I like that pretty good. We'll use that. But wait, I'm going to look at this real quick and see if this gets in the way of my doily. Oh, that looks good on that doily. Okay. That's how I'm going to do it. I love the doilies on here. I just, oh my gosh. I just happen to have that piece of a doily when I was making the little prototypes today. And I just, when I put that on there, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm in love. And there she goes. That's number 3. And I pulled out this trim that my sis gave me. She's busy working on a house, so I don't think she'll make it tonight. You're fine, Michelle. How are you feeling? Guys, y'all need to keep Michelle in your prayers. She's on bed rest. But that, you know, I'm praying for you for sure. And we'll put this down. I love the way this is looking. I'm going to put a little glue right here. Stick this all the way down. And I'm going to do the same over here. Fabric tape can get kind of stringy. Alright. And we'll let that marry together there for a second. And I don't need that trim. And we're going to go back to this one. And I'm going to pick out my seam bind. I'm going to put a little bow on it. Now, you can, you know, decorate with some bling, with little flowers. I don't have any flowers, actually. But I do have this gorgeous seam binding, and I love the bow that it makes with it. And I was going to pre-make these bows before I came on, but I thought, no, I'm going to show y'all the whole process. Me and bow making, I'm not a real good bow maker, as y'all can see. And now I've got glue on my fingers, so any excuse I can give myself. Really, I'm not good with bows. Bows are not my specialty. But I'm going to muddle through this and make it happen. Right now in my head, I'm going, why didn't you make this bow before you came on? Oh my goodness, see this? No, you know, we need a bow making class, is what we do, and I won't be teaching that. But this seam binding sure makes a cute one. I don't know. That'll just have to do, donkey. Oh, I'm telling you, my bows are not great. Tabitha's a good bow maker. Hey, Donna. Nice to see you, sweetie. This is kind of a fat bow. Me and this bow are friends. I'm a fat girl, so that's fine. Okay, scoot on over. Oh my gosh, that's cute. I like that. See how the little doily sticks out down here? The little pink burlap with the pink seam binding bow. Got all these little pages in here. I'm trying to be careful with it because I want that to stay down. But let's go on to number 2. Which one was number 2? I don't remember. We'll just use this one. I don't think that... Oh, the blue was 2. Okay, and I did pull out blue seam binding. Here we go. My bow making skills again. Don't leave me. Raffia bow and me. Oh my gosh. You should see me with raffia trying to make a bow. Oh my lord. But I didn't pull out my raffia because my cats get into it. And oh my gosh. I didn't lock my cats up tonight, so I don't know where they are. They're liable to show up here in a minute. See, I'm just not good with bows, girls. I have to sit here and mess with it and mess with it. I think my fingers are so big that the loop I make is so big that I, end up, and then I waste all this nice, beautiful stuff. But it's my way, It's the way I know to make bows. Don't laugh. Okay, y'all can laugh. I'm fixing to. Look at this. Okay. I'm starting all over, basically. Oh my gosh, I think I want to decorate the next one with something else. Okay, let me turn this seam binding around. Okay. This is just going to do, because I am now fixing to start shaking because my bow making skills are horrible. Sorry, ladies. That's cute, though. We'll go with it. We'll go with it. But you guys get the point as far as a bow. Y'all can make better bows than me. Lord knows. I think a 3-year-old can make better bows than me. But the ones I had time to mess with today turned out really nice. But on the live, I feel kind of rushed. I don't know why, because we're way ahead of time. Oh my goodness. Okay, but I love this. And I love the different hues of blue, and then the teal, and all these cute, the ledger paper, this one, and then the little doily at the top. She's just cute. I like that. And then we have this one. Am I going to attempt a bow again? Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, I'm going to take a deep breath. And I'm going to pick which color. I want this pretty green on this one. Do I? Yeah, we'll just do that. I'm going to do it again, girls. See how fat my fingers are, though? Okay, tell me what I'm doing wrong. If you have a tip for me right this second. Oh my goodness. Okay. Here we go. Well, this one seems to be coming together a little bit better. Okay. Goodness. This is a fat bow. Okay, this one's cute. This one turned out cute. It's a little big, though. Okay. Okay, I like this one better. I didn't do too bad, and it didn't take me forever. Well, I keep messing with it, though. Okay. You aren't saying anything. Are you laughing? I don't blame you. Okay. I'm going to leave it alone. Goodness gracious. Alright. And she's going to go right there. It's not a bad bow. But I am going to cut off this little crinkle piece right here, though. Alright. Alright. I know. Are you working? Are you making scrappy notebooks? Kim's good at making these projects. Y'all, I can't wait to see hers. Okay, y'all need to follow the way Kim does them and not the way Stacy does them. Kim will post hers in a minute. Alright, that's pretty center. I like that green. Oh my gosh, you did a great job on this one, Tabitha. Look at that pretty green. Oh my gosh, if y'all don't have any of her seam binding, go get it. And then the doily on here, that I got from Sold by Michelle. I just coffee dyed it. And got your ledger paper and the coffee dye. I'm trying not to hurt that bow. And then that paper I got from my sis. It's a little tad longer than the back, but I don't want to cut off that pretty part, so I'm going to leave it be. I know we're all unique, but you know, you happen to be a little special above the unique mark, my friend. I think you are, myself. Okay, goodness, I'm going to do it again. Am I? Yes. I was trying to teach my grandsons how to tie their shoes, and I gave up and let their mother do it. Okay. See, it is my loop. My fingers are too fat for that. Well, see, this seam binding makes such a pretty bow. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Great job, Tab. And look at the color of this seam binding. I mean, I don't even know what it is. I don't know. It's green, it's brown, it's gold. It's unique. I mean, there is nothing like it. What are you saying, Marla? I can't do it the two-loop way. They tried to teach me that when I was little, and it never took. I make a loop, and then I don't know how I do it. It's a wonder I get my shoes tied. Well, I wear shoes that don't have shoelaces. Hey, Zoe. Skechers has those great shoes that don't have shoelaces. I'm like, praise God, I don't know how I made it this long. All right. Now, this is the Scrappy Notebooks. And there are a lot of different ways to decorate. I just went the bow way. And as y'all can see, that was a project for me. You don't have to worry about being late, Zoe. You're fine, baby. I love the no shoelaces, Kim. That's my way to go, as y'all can easily tell. Me with the shoelaces is something else. But look, that bow, look how pretty that bow is. It's so lovely. And then I use the trim. I love this trim. I think this one's my favorite. I don't know. I can't pick one. I like this one because it fluffs out. You know, this one's fat. And I like fat. And I like this one because it's thin. You know, it's a thinner one. I like that. And plus, I love this paper, this Stamperia. It's lovely. And anyway, that is your Scrappy Notebooks. We got done pretty quick on this one. There are all kinds of ways to decorate these. You don't have to do them with the lace and the trim, and you certainly don't have to staple either. You can sew them in, and then I've seen them where they glue them in. But I just, personally, if I'm going to put it in my purse, or if it's going to be in a junk journal, in and out, I don't know about the gluing part. That's not been something that I've tried and tested. You like the blue, Lorna or Donna? I like you. You're a blue girl. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. You know, everything in my world is pink, and I got to quit that. I pulled out the other colors tonight and said I'm doing that. And then where were the other ones? I've lost them. Here they are. And then these were the ones I made. Love this orange. Oh my goodness, Tabitha, this orange is phenomenal. And then of course, you know, I did the pink because you know me and pink. But on this one, I used lace and ribbon. So this one had like a little double thing. But then this is the way I did my scrappy notebooks. The main thing is gathering your supplies. You know, and I think it makes it easier when you organize them in like, okay, I did my book pages over here, I did my music here, my coffee dye here, you know, just miscellaneous kind of fun papers here, and then I did the ledger and the notebook paper here, and then started piling and layering all of my pages together. I love the pink too, Joe. You know that they're my favorite. They are, and plus this little doily sticking out. I love it. I think the doilies, that was, I'm sure it's not my idea, but it was in my scraps and it came into this one I made. And when I made this one today, I was just like, oh, I love this. I don't know that I'll write on this one if I was going to write in my little scrappy notebook, but it's going to be, it's a pretty cover, isn't it? And but like I say, I'm sure I'm not the only one that thought of that. But it was in my scraps. So take your scraps, kind of organize them, and then start layering them on there. I think a cardstock back is good because it gives some sturdiness and some strength to your notebook. But who says that's the way you have to do it? You know, just get all your scraps and just start layering. I think a stapler is easier, and covering it with washi tape or with something like that. Maybe I need to go on the back and cover these. Not sure. Tell me what you think about that. I don't think I care, honestly. But I may stick a piece of washi tape over the back just to cover up the staples. But it's okay. You know, the industrial mixed with the vintage, that works too, you know. And take a picture of your notebooks. It's a mass making event, so you know, sit down and give yourself 30, 40 minutes or whatever time you have. I have a friend in another group that gives herself 18 minutes a day, not 15, not 20, but 18 minutes a day she gives herself to sit down and craft. So give yourself a time and sit down and make as many as you can in that time period. And if that's 1, 2, or 10, you know, whatever you do, take a picture of them and post them in the event and show us what you do. Show us how you decorate yours without these, you know, bows. You know, whether it's the bling, flowers, stickers, however you want to do it. Stamp on your pages with your pretty stamps. Use other papers besides what I've used. Maybe you don't want the dictionary pages, the music pages. You want all coffee dye or all notebook paper because you want something that's really good to journal in or something. You do you, and show us what you do and inspire us. Now at 7, we're going to take a little break, and at 7 we're going to do these really cute, look how cute these are, little cute layered word text. And all they are, this is just as easy as the scrappy notebooks, guys. And I use bulb pens, but you can use safety pens, or you don't have to use any pens at all. We can put a piece of ribbon in here. We'll talk about it. Anyway, this is the layered word text. And that's what we're going to do at 7 o'clock. So let's go take a little break, go to the bathroom, get yourself some chips or whatever, or go get your supplies. And your supplies for the layered word tags are some words, some other little, maybe you get circle punches. I'm using a heart punch that I got from Michelle. Happened to have this in her shop. I love it. I'm playing with this thing. It's got the little scalloped edges. I'm using little heart shapes on my layered word tags. And then I'm also using pieces of lace, and I'm using numbers, some tags. I pulled out some tickets. I said tags. I meant tickets. I pulled out several tickets, and we're just going to layer them together. This is kind of the night of layering, and we're going to layer them together and make layered word tags. But that is for a Tag Tuesday event. But that'll be at 7, and I hate to, y'all come back. Don't leave me. But I'm going to, don't leave me all alone. But in between this break here, I'm going to write down names and get those to Taylor, and we'll have a drawing for somebody from this live, and then we'll also have another drawing for that live, and we'll have 2 drawings tonight for winners, winner chicken dinners. Thank y'all so much for joining me and for putting up with my bow making nightmare, and love y'all, and I'll see y'all in what is going to be less than 15 minutes. Okay, you guys, y'all have a great 15 minutes, and you better be back here. All right, I love y'all. Bye.